Okay, we're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a game casted by me, Azuba, with a focus on analysis. I'm just going to sort of cast the game normally as we go along, talking about decisions that people make and so on. And then after the game's actually over, I'm going to kind of go back through and talk about builds, talk about where I think things went wrong, major turning points in the game, and perhaps strengths and weaknesses of team comps. Yeah, it's a pretty exciting game, and it's a solo queue. It's a high-rated solo queue game with some players that you may recognize, I think. And I really hope that you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed casting it. That's all I'm going to say. And so let's just cut into the game here. Okay. First, we're just going to do a little breakdown of the matchups in various lanes. We're just looking at the game state. Initially, we see that red team is about 300 gold in the lead right now. Not a substantial amount. One kill gonna even that out easily, or even just CSing better. We're gonna make that very even. So I wouldn't worry too much about that at this point. Anyway, in the top lane we see Darius, Eho Max on Darius versus Boy playing Ribbon, who has actually just come down to mid and ganked Lad, I believe. We see Orb Link on Israel in mid lane against Saint Vicious on Vlad. In the bottom lane, we see XX Faxon on Corki, along with KSG Snipes on Alistar against Daydreamin on Blitzcrank, also known as Godhand, with Android Drop, which is Aframood Smurf playing Vayne, who has just died, as you can see from this Vayne corpse here. You just look, yeah, that's a Vayne corpse, he died, that's what I'm saying. And we see in the jungle, Hotshot GG on Shyvana, who has recently picked up jungling, and ZZ Facecheck GG, which is similar to Hotshot GG in a number of ways, playing Skarner on Red Team's jungle. In terms of the game state of various lanes, which we should look at, I suppose, we see that Vayne's died. I think she's actually only died once, but it's possible that she suicided at some point. I think it's more likely that it's the spectator client bugging out and telling me that she's died twice because she's died just recently and I may have watched it twice or something. Anyway, that's fine. I'm just going to assume that she's died only once, because for all intents and purposes she died only once, and I suspect that will be to Corki. And we see also that Vlad has died once to Riven coming down from top lane and getting a good gank off, I believe. And this is somewhat speculation because, of course, I wasn't actually able to get in any earlier in this game. We're at the 4-minute mark though, so not too much has transpired so far. In terms of, oh, well, yeah, I suppose you go over the other people who died. So Israel and Shyvana have died, and Skarner has picked up 2 kills. So at some point, something horribly wrong happened in mid for blue team, which can also be seen by Israel being behind in levels, and Shyvana not having her blue buff. all of these are pretty good clues that something went horribly wrong. And Skarner has a fresh one. Well, reasonably fresh one. I don't think it's that fresh. So we're just going to start the game up now, and yeah, I mean, let's just jump straight into it. Basically, the client bugging out a little bit here. I think it should stabilize before too long. And yeah, so we just see people sort of farming away at the moment. So let's go over, in particular, Israel's Regrowth Pendant. This is pretty standard for Link, Orb Link, known for picking up his GP10s very early. I almost certainly, when you see that, actually see gank mid from Shyvana here, just going to interrupt that. Getting an exhaust off on Vlad just as he pulls, and is going to be able to get immediately back onto him, and he is going to go down. He has no summoners there. Getting Ezra back into that lane a little bit, very, very helpful. Good gank by Hotshot. Anyway, yeah, when you see that Regrowth Pendant, you know that he's going to be going for a Philistone. Most likely then building into a How to Gold and a Cages Like You Pick, and then just kind of farming out the lane a little bit until he can get the larger items that he needs. And as the game goes on, you will see that pick him up a large amount of gold. The strategy has picked up popularity among some of the high-rated mid players. In particular, Skara has tried it out a bit recently, and we see it being very effective. We see a gank coming in here for Darius in top lane. Hotshot actually does take a couple of turret shots. Darius forced to flash, so not a completely ineffective gank, but Hotshot is going to have to back away there. Down bot lane, we see a little bit of trading going on. The headbutt pole combo does actually fail. Alistar is going to be forced to back away. Vayne getting a free shot up on him. Ooh, instant kill there, my apologies. Too much action happening. And we see, what do we see? We see Boybe going straight onto Darius, having kind of already left. Darius lands a good ignite and is actually going to just, yeah, pick up the kill with a Q there. Hotshot able to pick up the counter kill quite close though, does actually almost out of the bleed in the minions. Boybe would have lived a little longer there if he hadn't been running actually, because he wouldn't have gotten hit by the blade of the axe, but I doubt it would have saved him, basically. Alistair and Blitzcrank trading knockups there, but interesting. And Israel actually getting some good poke onto Vlad here, and there's hopefully Hotshot kind of hanging around the turret here at top. He's going to take a few hits. He's just trying to peel the minions off the turret, I think. So not to take too much damage for it, and to get experience with that huge wave of just hitting the turret. Boybe is going to come up, and then might be able to get on Skana here. The Hush actually almost going down. Is forced to back away. And Boybe is just going to go back to farming on his turret. We actually see Pyke down a bot lane here. Corki able to pick up the kill despite being exhausted. It's a really, really good headbutt pull-up there by Alistair. In fact, let's watch that again, because that'll be fun. I don't know if he knew Blitzcrank was there, but that is just a beautiful pulverize right there. Just sets him up perfectly. And Corki is able to pick up that kill. Also burning the enemy exhaust in the process. Really, really nice for Corki. We see Skana waiting here in the top lane brush. He's going to try and get a gank onto Riven. And he's not falling for it just yet, but I don't believe he knows Skana's in that brush, so he is going to be in trouble here. Darius actually fairly close to hitting level 6 as well, and I feel like if they can get both of their ultimates off onto Riven, it's going to be a huge amount of damage, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He does get gripped in there, he does get grabbed, he's in so much trouble right now. And yeah, I mean, the 5 human stacks here, they're going to go down. We see at the same time, though, a huge dive going on the bot line. Let's back that up and see. We see Corki taking a lot of turret shots as he chases on after Vayne, but Vayne just too fast. The Foster Slam actually missing. Vayne going to go back in and try and pick up a kill, but getting greedy there, I feel. Takes 1 auto second a headbutt and does go down. Blitzcrank getting the grab, though, is actually able to take out Corki. And is going to chase on after Alsa, but not really able to do too much just yet. His top lane potentially going to be exciting, but also Alsa looking like he's going to go down. Ezreal ulti coming out top. Is actually going to take out Skana from that turret shot. He does flash away, but just go down anyway. Also going to go down to the Blitzcrank grab, and Hotshot does get taken out by Darius there. A lot of action going on all over the map right now. Yeah, Darius going to be happy to pick up that kill, ending up 3-1 right now. He's going to be dealing a phenomenal amount of damage. Having watched this game, though, I have to say, as a spoiler, Darius' build is going to end up quite tanky in this game, and I think it's really interesting, and a lot of people you see playing Darius don't build tanky because they think of him as just a raw damage character, but honestly, building more Bruiser-like, he still does a lot of damage, and I feel that that ends up being the best build for him. This kind of, I digress though, that'll become much more clear as the game goes on. I'll start picking up a Heart of Gold. I like to build on Shyvana. Is building into Ninja Tabi as well, probably, or could be building towards Virgos, just as likely. Skana having already picked up his Philosopher's Stone and his Heart of Gold, just had a fair bit of GP10. And picked up a Ruby Crisp as well. Riven going really aggressive onto Darius just because he just warded, but isn't a lot of trouble right now. Gets ignited, gets gripped, and goes down. Ooh, or maybe not. That's Crank going to chase along here with Overdrive. This is a risky dive with this Crank, but he might be able to get the kill. Does get the knockout into the shield, but he's not actually able to take all the way out. And Hotshot now chasing him along. Blitzcrank goes down. Really gritty dive there with Blitzcrank. Not actually quite able to pick up the kill, but I mean, you have to say it was very close. The team's very even in gold right now, about 200 gold difference. We see a fight going on between the junglers right now. Hotshot taking a fair bit of damage from Skana. Link does get grabbed in though. Sainfish just gets exhausted but manages to land a good hemo play. He can go pull onto Link, who flashes over the wall and gets a really, really good fruit shot barrage back over the wall. Sainfish is almost going down. Is actually able to get away a little bit, but runs back and does get hit by Sainfish's. And Hotshot might go down here to Skana, surely. Does actually elude. Israel able to arcade shift through the wall and pick up the kill. Really well played there. And now Darius actually going to get picked on a little bit Riven. Just flash over the wall trying to get a kill on Israel. The arcade shifts away. Is Maybe, no, he's gonna live, actually. He's gonna live. The Darius ultimate not quite doing the damage he was looking for, unfortunately. Just a lot of action going on there. Blue team picking up a little bit of a lead off of that. They're about 1,000 gold ahead right now. Not a big deal either way. Israel now having completed all 3 of his GP10s and actually picking up a Tear of the Goddess as well, which is an interesting buy there, I feel, because a lot of people, well, a lot of the times I've seen triple GP10 built now, they will then immediately build into like a Death Cap or something, and just get that damage because they feel like they're you know, set back a little by having built this GP10. Blink, not worried, does just pick up this Tear of the Goddess, you know, building towards that that nice late game setup. And, you know, fixing all of his mana problems, I would imagine, with a Tear of the Goddess and a Philosopher's Stone. We just see how should I pick up that Madrids, by the way, with that cloth armor. So I'm getting a little bit quiet. An exhaust going down to Alistar. Good ult by Hotshot. He's actually able to get on the Daedrum, and if they can get it arranged to get the headbutt pulp combo off now, and they do, yeah, the strength just explodes. This guy actually waiting for a gank at top lane. Doesn't know this brush is wardage. Would be doing a good job of baiting him at this point, I think. Interesting to see if anything happens here. He does Q forward and E back. Quite a tell there, I felt. With the die going down here at bottom lane, Mango taking a lot of damage, does get pulped, and is going to go down for sure. 3v1 die at the bottom lane there. And I would expect them to take the turret here, but actually they are electing not to. Not just yet. Possibly smartly, simply because they, oh, we see a dive going on. Scanner going all the way behind the turret here. Does get a grab on the Voidblade. But we're taking a lot of damage, despite landing the stun on both of them. He does get pulled back in after his dash. He's going to get ulted and go down now. Darius getting away with about 250 HP. Blue team was able to hook up a dragon while that happened, so not terribly advantageous for a team, but quite a cool dive nonetheless, you have to say. It's kind of just not giving a shit about waiting for the minions to come up and going all the way in. Probably should have censored that. Oh well, it's a bit late now. We see Voidboy having built 2 Doran's Blades and a Doran's Shield now, as well as a Null Magic Mantle, which I feel is interesting. Not really sure. You've got to assume that's either Hex Drinker or Milk Treads. And I will be interested to see which it is. And yes, I have seen this game before, but no, I haven't exhaustively categorized everybody's builds, so unfortunately I don't remember ever adding that was built. Let's take a look at the farm totals, just because it's a little bit of festivity right now. Corki with 72 CS to Bane's 80. Bane actually managing to out CS despite being despite having 3 deaths at this point. So really well done by everyone. Darius is 66 with Rhythm at 53. Darius actually a little bit ahead. They are trading a bit here. I feel like Voidboy underestimates Darius' damage a little bit there. He just took an awful lot of damage. In mid lane, we see Ezra with 86 to Vlad's 87, so it's pretty close there. Vlad actually winning out a little bit. And what about junglers? We see Shyvana at 35. Oh, huge damage actually going on to Corki. Let's back it up a little, I'm sorry about that. We see Corki getting aggressive on the Vayne here, maybe. Yeah, a little bit of a trading going on. Corki knowing that he can win. A good invis tumble by Vayne, followed up by the grab from Scanner, is going to take Corki out. So well played there by Red Team. And they're going to push onto this turret, it seems. Seeing Alistar as well. Daedrum landing another hook. Oh my gosh. Alistar forced to ult and is just going to run towards the turret, but I think he's going to go down here anyway. That's a good pulverize, but the true damage is high. The flash from Vayne actually. Oh my god, the camera control is really sketchy right now. My apologies. Vayne able to, well, actually Scanner able to pick up the kill, as also does headbutt back towards Scanner. Interesting plays there. Was quite stylish looking, but not very likely to save him. And we just see they take out that turret at bottom lane, putting them almost even in terms of holding him with just a 600 gold deficit for Red Team. Very small, still. Ezra has picked up an easy edge right here. It looks like he's going for a death cat now, would be my suspicion. And that makes a lot of sense to me to just build into a fair bit of damage after the GP10 and the Tier of the Goddess, because he's going to need a little bit of damage, right? He's got 100 AP at the 14-minute mark. It's not terribly impressive. He does actually, I can shift over the wall here, getting a good true shot drive off that. Main with a good tumble out of the way. He's actually forced to flash. He's going to, I can shift through the wall here and get away fine. Vlad actually in a little bit of trouble now. He's going in on 3 of them by himself. He's forced to pull and back off, but not too much actually coming out of that, despite some quite interesting plays there. Blitzcrank clearing the ward off, no prob. There's just managed to take out a pink ward with an enemy team quite nearby. It's pretty cool. He's going to get the knock on Alistair here. They realized actually that that the rest of Blue team are just not nearby. They're going to try and pick up the kill on Alistair, I guess, because the grab and the exhaust actually, and the knockout, and yeah, Alistair's dead for sure. A lot of stuff used there on Alistair, but I mean, it was just a kill. You gotta say, it was a good kill. Now we're going into mid lane though with this the cooldowns up. Riven actually trying to chase on and kill Vlad, but they're not able to, and is now totally caught, and the rest of Red Team. A bit greedy there by Voidboy. Vayne able to pick up that kill. Now 2, 3, and 2. Yeah, German trying to land the hook here. Ah, but a good icon shift by Israel does actually get him out. Really well played. Just want to go back to what I was saying about Darius before. Has now picked up a Heart of Gold and a Glacial Shroud, along with 2 Dorans. Does have a fair bit of hit points and 140 armor, makes him really able to trade well with Riven. Does get some damage on a hot shot, but given that he's now unable to steal the red, he's just going to back away. Like, get the grip going off in Alistair there. He does get knocked up. He does get condemned, is interesting there. A lot of damage going out onto Shyvana right now, who dragoned in. It's just going to take a huge amount of damage. Darius picking up the kill and actually collecting that red buff that he was trying to steal before. Let's kind of recalling there, so we're not going to see any crazy dives here, I would imagine. Although Darius not quite. Oh yeah, okay, Scanner actually going in. Does land the grip onto Israel. Huge damage coming out. We see the slow onto Israel when he does go down. Fish is trying to get away. It does go down to Corki though. Darius getting a lot of damage on the Corki. He is able to get away. Riven going in there and just goes down immediately. Pretty epic fight going on right here. Darius is going to try and get onto Corki. Corki's supposed to flash away. Alistair in a bit of trouble though, but Shyvana coming back down on full HP might just be able to clean up here. Is able to get the kill onto Skana with the assistance of the turret. The grab is really good from Daydream, and plus the knockup, he is able to flash and get away. Really well played there by Blitzcrank, and Vayne might be safe here, although Shyvana is circling around. And is going to actually, circle all the way around behind the turret, which is really smart, especially with a crit red that big. And Vayne has really no escape routes here. It's just going to go down. Despite Darius and Blitzcrank coming in and trying to help him. He does cleanse, but goes down to the red buff anyway. Which I guess, yeah, interesting. The knockout goes under Alistair. He does take a turret shot as well as a Q from Darius, and he's supposed to flash out. Which is a bit unfortunate for him there. You see Blitzcrank kind of going aggressive here, I'm not really sure why. Does take huge damage, actually gets taken out by a phosphorus bomb from Corki. You see Vlad getting aggressive now. It's just going to back away, I think. Oh, does get headbutted by Alistair. This is a good true shot for Israel on a huge burst coming out. Yeah, I mean, Israel was doing a huge amount of damage right there, but Hotshot's in a lot of trouble right now. The Shirelles goes out from Scanner, and he's just going to grab Shyvana and try and finish her off. And he does just so. Getting headbutted by Alistair is going to try and go in, but does get scared off by the Essence Flux from Israel. Vayne and Riven actually hang out at top right now. It looks like a dragon is going to go down. It's kind of going into the dragon. Blue team really not in position to contest this with Riven at top. Although actually, Riven going in on Vayne with the ultimate. Good condemn there by Vayne. Ooh, wow. Vayne actually able to flash the Wind Slash there. Was able to tumble and finish off Riven. Really, really well played by Vayne. Red team was, at the same time, was able to pick up their dragon. Blue really just not able to contest it. So red now with a 300 gold lead. I mean, it's still not that substantial, but you have to look at the late games of these various comps and just say Vayne and Darius are going to be so strong at the sits for that game. We see the True Shot barrage coming in from Israel. They're trying to pick up some of these creeps. It actually only hits like 2 or 3 of them. Alistair getting pulled in though, unfortunately does lose his oracles there, which is a really big deal for blue team. And they're going to get this turret as well. Pretty much for free right now. Furthering their 300 gold lead to a 1.3k one. See Vayne back at top lane now. It's still doing a pretty good OTS. Oh my god. My apologies. Is he Koken? No, he wasn't that close. There he is. Alright, this spectator client. Too exciting. We just see Koki coming up. Does get flash grabbed by Skana. Takes a lot of damage from Varus and just dies immediately. I don't think even the ult went off there. The Noxian guillotine, I should say, didn't go off there, I think. Just a lot of damage. The pole does miss there from Darius, but they're just going to go straight onto the turret here. Blitzcrank actually coming around behind the turret, interestingly. They're just going to try and finish off this turret. Blitzcrank taking a little bit of damage. Darius too. They're able to finish the turret. Riven ulting and going in. Vlad taking a lot of damage, actually. Shyvana getting gripped in. Does get grabbed by Blitzcrank as well, and it's going to go down. The Jonas from Vlad keeps him alive a little longer. Skana, though, getting taken out by Riven and Alistair. And the True Shot barrage is good. It does actually, Ezra mentioned, to pick up the kill on Vlad. Skana in a lot of trouble right now, does go down as well. Daydreaming looking like getting away here just with this overdrive, but as to whether he can or not, who knows. Darius just kind of hanging around as well. It does look like both of them are going to escape here. Blue team just going to settle for taking the blue buff here. So let's take a moment to talk about the builds. I'm sorry about that brief moment of silence. So Darius has actually now built a Frozen Heart and a Edge. Yeah, I'm stressing Darius' builds because I find them quite interesting. Has picked up a Chainless as well. He's sitting with 250 armor now. I would have liked to see him pick up a little more MR actually, but the huge amount of armor makes him deal really, really well with Riven in particular. But also, I mean, obviously it mitigates a lot of Corki's damage and a fair bit of Shyvana's damage, so it's hard to argue with the build, to be honest. 50 MR though is not an awful lot. Saint and Echo are going to fight over this fun stuff. We see Vlad has picked up a Revolver into a Jonas. With CDI Boots, I like their build a lot. CDI Boots or no CDI Boots is always, I mean, you know, it's just kind of a matter of opinion, I think. Different pros build them or don't build them. But the Revolver into Jonas is, I think, just an amazing pickup. He's got a Blasting one as well. I would expect to see that built into a Will of the Ancients, and I'd like to see him go for Jet Gap after that, but we'll see what he does. And we see Vayne going for Bloodthirster into a Zeal and a Cloak of Agility here, presumably going for a Phantom Melter. And once we grab those 2 items, Vayne is really fast. We actually see Riven attacking Vlad at top lane here. He's going to get knocked up by Blitzcrank and Hemoblade, but I think they're going to have to be forced to back away. The Pulverize misses there, as does the Rocket Grab. And really nothing much going to happen there. Blue team not chasing on though. Riven popping her ultimate does get pulled in. And guillotined by Darius does just die immediately, but good damage from Koki and Israel is able to take out Vlad. Support's very standard builds at the moment. I feel we're not really going to go into too much depth on their builds right now. We see Shyvana going for Phage and a Heart of Gold and a Chain Vest as well as his Riggers. I'm not sure what the Chain Vest is going towards actually. Interested to see. Actually, we see a fight going on between the 2 junglers right now. Darius does get the pull up onto Hotshot there. Is potentially in a lot of trouble right now. Yeah, there goes the ultimate onto Hotshot. They've learned a lot to pick him up there though, I think. So certainly the 4v1. They actually all got knocked down to about 50% HP, 40% HP from the Koki and Israel damage over the wall. Yeah, anyway, as I say, the chambers could be randoms for Hotshot, and I would like that pick up a lot. We see Ooh, we see the grip going off the Riven here. She does actually get the stun off as soon as she lands really well. And the True Shot Barrage picking up 2 kills, almost 3 there. Blitzcrank not quite going down, but Vayne is able to, gets a really good flash and a really good cleanse, is able to pick up 2 kills, maybe 3 here. Not electing to chase on after Ezreal, which is a bit of a strange decision because possibly she's just wary of the Alistar. It's going to go back to farming. Alistar going to come in for a gank anyway. Ezreal Arcane shifting over the wall to try and get this kill. The headbutt into the, actually misses the Bulverise, takes a fair bit of damage from Vayne. But electing to back away. Vayne, there's a fight going on here at top as well. Shyvana fighting Vlad. Don't really want to miss any of the action here. Alistar is looping back around. Is going to try and go in on Vayne again, getting this time a really good headbutt with a really good pulse. A bit of a strange condemn, not entirely sure what happened there, but a good True Shot Barrage. And actually there is a cross kill there. Vayne just dealing out absurd damage right now, and is able to get the kill onto Ezreal. We see Vlad trying to steal the blue buff here. Shyvana knows about it though, and does come actually fail smiting. Blitzcrank picking up the blue, which is kind of funny. Anyway, we see Corki has picked up Infinity Edge now and is Zeal. With the Vamp Scepter probably building towards Infinity Edge Venom as well. And that's a good build. It's hard to fault that build on an AD carry of any kind. Blitzcrank using Shurelia's Xanta's Overdrive to run in there and try and get a Rocket Grab, but not really that close, has to be said. Looks like our team wants to fake the Baron right now, or possibly just do Baron. There's a lot of pings from them going down to the Baron area, and they are moving towards it. Except for Aphromoo, who decides to be different. He's going down to bot lane to farm. We just see blue team pinging the wood clearing at Baron. And red team actually pinging Aphromoo, telling him to come up, I think. Getting a lot of fallback thing and so on. Has picked up a standard mounts and a Negatron now. Vayne definitely going to be in quite a strong spot. The grip not quite landing on Alistar there, and he is just going to get away. They do clear out the wood though. Alistar able to initiate, but does headbutt Blitzcrank away. He's going to die for sure. And they're able to get on the same pitch. He gets burst down almost immediately. Does manage to zone as the Wind Slash, but does go down anyway. Just to see, yeah, I mean, blue team picking up 2 kills for free there, so... For free, I should say, no kills. So actually, yeah, I mean, a 3v5 situation right now for red team. The Baron is getting pretty low. Skylar is going to go in, Riven actually getting pulled in and killed by Darius. Really excellent work. Vayne able to deal a huge amount of damage. Is trying to pick up the kill on Alistar. Is able to. Skana going down there. Darius going down as well. Vayne now in a 1v2 situation. Is actually able to take out Corki. He's so close here. Oh, Vayne actually surviving. Holy crap. With like 40, less than 50 hit points. Really, really well played by red team there. You've got to say. I mean, that was a 3v5 situation and they were able to pick up the kills. Darius and Vayne both in very, very strong positions right now. And that's not good at all for blue team. And it does look like actually Vayne and Blitzcrank are going to try and pick up this Baron by itself. Blitzcrank getting hurt really quickly though. He's not going to be able to tank this. I think they're going to have to back away here. Yeah, Blitzcrank almost did now. It does back away actually, getting away with 30 hit points. Vlad though flashing over the wall to come in and tank the Baron. The big plays from St. Vicious there. Is able to tank this Baron for Aphromoo off. The True Shot Barrage comes through actually, almost killing Vayne. They're not really giving us a ton of the Baron. St. Vicious and Aphromoo both hitting it very low. And the Wind Slash is good, does actually hit both of them. Good condemn there though onto Boy Boy. He takes a lot of damage from each shot from Vayne there. The Ignite not actually able to pick up the kill on Aphromoo. Saint and Aphromoo both can try and get away, although they are looping around here. They're still trying to pick up a kill, but not quite able to. A good condemn followed by a good Hemoflake does actually take out Ezreal. Riven going down as well, and the grab and Alistar trying to keep Vayne alive frantically. They are going to get a kill on Alistar as well. Picking up 3 for 0 there. Vayne and Vlad just doing amazing work staying alive. Skyna's still chasing on after Shyvana. I don't feel like this is that worthwhile either this time. Yeah. Nope. Corki does pick up the blue buff there and is going to push onto this turret a little bit. Shyvana's still kiting. Now being chased by 3 of red team. I'm not really sure where he's going in this direction. He has pretty much cut him directly into Corky's path. Darius does like to turn around onto Corky. He's going to get knocked out by Blitzcrank. Vayne though running into Shyvana. Corky gonna go down for sure. Does have Darius there, and Vayne able to pick up the kill on Shyvana. Again, red team just getting 3 kills here with some questionable positioning by Blue. A lot of damage going to Riven here, and he will most likely go down. Although, actually, he is able to get away. Saintfish is taking a lot of damage. Does go down to Israel and Alistair. Really nice headbutt pole combo there, along with the unfortunately the Zona's stall really just meaning that Saintfish just wasn't able to get anything much done there. And I mean, after Riven got away, there was not a lot of ways that could end well. Interesting build, following on from Darius' build here, he has now picked up an Atma's and a Giant's belt. So I would expect to see him, I don't know what he's building with the Giant's belt. Actually, well, sorry, most likely to be a frozen mount. Don't know why I said I don't know, right? In fact, I'm pretty certain it's a frozen mount, just given his current build. So he's gone for Fratnas, or Atmel if you prefer, but I think a lot of people like Fratnas. And, wow, Vayne actually getting caught a little bit there. The headbutt, though, knocking her away from the Reds. Alistair, yeah, not really able to follow up on that, unfortunately. Should possibly have gone for the headbutt pulp combo instead. Vayne able to get a lot of damage here. Skana going for the grab. Shyvana's in a lot of trouble. This is going to go down. Interesting to DM by Vayne, but made no difference. Actually, it does just go down immediately. Routine now pushing straight down mid with the Baron buff, and they have 5 team members to blue team's 4. Could be messy. Riven actually pushing away at top as well. He was a bit ill-timed. Blue team's going to get some free damage into this turret. They're just going to try and face it a little bit down. The true shot barrage does go off. This kind of gets knocked fairly low, and actually all of his crit wave except the enemy dies thanks to that barrage. Alistair taking a lot of damage despite ulting. The Darius goes off, but he's not able to pick up the kill. But actually, Blitzcrank picking up the kill with his ultimate there, although Darius must have finished him off with the hemorrhage. So. Turret is going to go down here, and red team's going to be able to pick up the inhibitor. Things are looking pretty dire for blue team at this point. There's a 6k gold difference, which is probably the biggest we've seen throughout this game, I think. Riven actually ulting and chasing on the Vayne here. Did get a lot of damage out. Shyvana chasing on. Vayne actually able to vamp and just kite Shyvana. Is going to be able to take her out. Light force to pull, basically. Does go down to Israel, and Israel is actually going to have to flash away. Riven diving back in, but not able to get anything, but she dies, and Israel gets scripted in and dies as well there. I mean, time after time, this Blitzcrank, Daedrin, and you know the God Hand, just landing these grabs, incredible. Wow, okay, that kill there. Sorry, I honestly like so much shit was going on there. Let's just rewatch that whole fight again, I think. Oh my god, it was long. Okay, so we see it starting with the Alistair going down. It does actually die to the Blitzcrank ult. They're going to take out the turret. Oh, they're not going to take out the turret. What am I talking about? Chase in. Then they turn around, take out the turret. Going to get on the inhibitor. And Riven here is just going to ult and dive back in, I think. Yep, there it is. Gets good stun onto Vayne. She almost dies. Gets really, really low. Does flash and cleanse away, is able to kite Shyvana as he goes down. Flag goes in, bursts a bit, has to pull, does get taken out by Israel. Israel's forced to flash. Blitzcrank though, turning around, does land to grab onto Israel, and Israel hits. Really well played there, you gotta say. The team picking up a couple of amazing kills. I cannot believe that Ephraim didn't die there. It was so close, like significantly less than 1 bar health. And that's face palm. Anyway, Darius went in, tried to kill Corky really low, died, and then kind of flash autoed, and we saw Corky go down to the hemorrhage, which is a bit unfortunate for Corky, who also burned his flash, as we can see from this button here. Vayne just going to push away at the bottom turrets here. Gonna pick this up and go back to base and buy, I would imagine. That's at 2,200 gold right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up a Last Whisper, or possibly like a Quicksilver Sash or something with his Negatron. I think he could afford a Banshee Spell if he wants it. I see Alistair kind of going in here, just actually kind of chase after Vayne, but doesn't seem to have a contingency plan here. As opposed to Shirelia's, does flash. Blitzcrank though coming around the side. Alistair forced to run back into him, gets the exhaust off, but man picks up the kill anyway. We have yeah, Israel and Rhythm forced to back away here, but it is actually a 4v2 situation at bottom right now. And I'm not sure Vayne is that strong. Doesn't have the Condemno to Shyvana really well. He's able to basically 3-hit Israel, but goes down immediately, and Rhythm is able to pick up the kill on Vayne. Yeah. The 2v4 seldom works out too well, even with Vayne like that, I'm afraid. But trading 1 for 1 could have been worse. Well, and if you count the odds to kill beforehand, it was 2 for 1. Main exception to pick up a Force of Nature with Negatron, which is awesome. The move speed that she gets is going to be really cool. Because she spends most of her time kiting Shyvana and Riven at the moment. Makes a lot of sense to me. Picks up the pickaxe as well, presumably getting a last whisper for that last item slot. Darius and Vlad getting a huge amount of damage on Shyvana right now, and I think she's going to die. Does indeed. Also getting a really good hit at Fold though, despite the Jonas from Vlad. We're taking a lot of damage. The turret is hurting Scanner a lot though, and Corki is just sitting there doing damage. Doesn't get grabbed, is able to pick up the kill on Scanner, and tries to follow up, getting damage onto Vlad. Oh, the True Shot Barrage actually picking off Vlad and getting a lot of damage into Darius, enabling Corki to pick up that kill as well. Really good True Shot Barrage there. Boyboy actually chasing it, is going to pick up the kill on Daedra in that rush. Well played by Boyboy. Yeah, Blue Team coming out well ahead on that fight with a 4 for 2 trade overall. But they are still 5k gold behind, and Darius and Vayne are still very terrifying. And I don't think the late game of AP Israel and Riven can really compare to the late game of Darius, Vayne, and Vlad. I feel like I probably should have mentioned Corki there. Corki's decent late game. Was a bit mean. He's not quite Vayne though. Vayne is terrifying late game. And just about to hit 6 items. We do see the Baron is respawn now, and a lot of pings going down on it from both teams. Neither team has any vision on it. So it looks like it's going to be a race to the Baron. Although, yeah, no, red team just totally out of position. Looks like blue's actually going for it. Aframo right nearby. Really needs to not get caught here. And the Baron's health is dropping rapidly. Aframo nudging a little closer, but isn't going to be able to get in time. But yeah, the Baron's just going to go down. Blue team getting a free Baron there. Ending up now only 3k gold behind. Blitzcrank Guide is good there. Also gonna take an awful lot of damage. Does Hibbo back end is gonna go down for sure. Riven kind of been out of position there. Does manage to dodge but oh, the grab over the wall. Oh my god, Daedra just landing every grab. Let's kind of open the disco off, and Vayne's gonna be able to pick up that kill. Yeah, and I mean these team fights exactly what this team needs, right? Blitzcrank just landing hook after hook after hook, and Scanner ulting people and Vayne tearing them up. Darius has now picked up a more Malmortius, which I like, just to get that little bit of MR while still getting damage. He does get a grip up on a Corki, and it's getting a reasonable amount of damage out, but unfortunately basically went in on 3 people there. Was still able to get the kill on Corki, interestingly. Israel taking 2 shots and almost dying there. Does die to Hemoplague actually, I believe, and Vayne is able to pick up the kill on Shyvana as well. Trying to get the Nexus turrets here it seems, but actually the inhibitor has just respawned, so that's not working out too well for Red Team. But you are going to stick down the inhibitor here though, and you've got to imagine they'll push into the win. Do you actually seem to be going for the other inhibitor instead first? The grab does land on Alistair there, and he's going to take a lot of damage. Does land a good pulverize actually, but it's going to go down for sure. Yeah. Riven now diving in, gets some good damage onto Vayne. Guardian Needle is procced. Yeah. He gets picked up. He gets grabbed as he flashes out of the spawn there. That was a legendary rocket crab right there. Daedra just doing all kinds of work, and that is going to be GG. Red Team pulling out the win at the end of the day, which, you know, for the last half, maybe 25% of the game, was not terribly surprising. Okay, so let's get into the analysis. Our analysis kind of sided out a little bit. Just cut back to my beautiful face here for a little while I talk. Okay, I'm just dragging some shit around here. Okay, so thinking about the team comps, basically, what Rated Team ended up having was two champions very capable of CC, being Skarner and being Blitzcrank. I don't know why I'm doing this. Whatever. Being Skarner and being Blitzcrank. And then three really hard carries in the form of Vlad, Darius, and Vayne, all with basically no CC. Obviously, Vayne has Condemn, and Darius actually has whatever the hell his grab thing is called, his E. But those aren't heavy sources of CC, right? Their main appeal being that they deal a huge amount of damage, and that's basically it. A little bit of utility. Anyway, so you've got Blitzcrank there, and you've got Skarner there, basically to set everything up, to get the slows on, to get the grabs, and those grabs were just saving them time after time. I mean, if you can land grabs like that, you can catch people all day and just win team fights. And in solo queue, it's not very often that you land a grab and then their whole team engages, despite Alistair being grabbed several times later on in the game. So, I mean, that team comp worked out really well for them, you have to say. I don't think it's, in general, it's not like a super strong comp, just because Blitzcrank Vayne isn't that strong a lane. And because Vladimir doesn't do well in mid lane against a lot of different mid laners. I feel like that was a bit redundant, but anyway, that is indeed the case. He doesn't do very well against a lot of mid laners. And, I don't know, I mean, Darius, he seems to be quite strong in lane, so if he's allowed to snowball via mostly Skarner ganks, then he's going to do really well. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about builds. We saw Orb Link's build being insanely effective, right? He picks up 3 GB10 items really early, was able to, didn't actually convert, well, by the end, didn't have any converted GB10 items, which I think is, I mean, you know, it's how it should be played, right? He had a Death Gap, which you got very quickly. He had a Lich Bane, which I believe was the second item to get after that. And then he had an Archangels and a Void Staff. So that gives him absurd damage. And we saw that. Whenever he actually was landing abilities, he was doing crazy damage. But he was quite squishy. And he was either getting caught or he was getting just beat on a lot. I mean, yeah, I felt like he wasn't really able to do too much. With that said, he ended up 12, 8, and 10 on a team that was significantly kill negative. So he did quite well. And I think if the rest of his team had been similarly strong, they wouldn't have had any issues. To emphasize this, he had more gold than anyone in the opposing team except Vayne, and it wasn't, like, he had 16.7k and Vayne had 18k, so the difference wasn't huge, despite Vayne having 21 kills. So that GB10 really worked out well for him, and you can see why he has been building that on a lot of champions recently. Sorry, my voice is quite croaky by this point, but that's okay. Again, we see Alistair and Blitzcrank with very standard support builds. Blitzcrank picking up a Zeke's Herald, which I think is, I mean, awesome. I think the attack speed for Vayne, the attack speed for Skarner, and the attack speed for Darius were all super important, and that was an obvious choice on that team. So, a good pickup there. So let's go into the build for Darius, which I've ranted about a little bit already. He picked up a Frozen Heart, a Frozen Mallet, a Maw of Malmortius, an Atma's Impaler, and a Chain Beast. I don't know what the Chain Beast is going towards. He did sell up the Heart of Gold, so it's probably not likely to, well, very unlikely to be a Randuin's. So I'm not sure what that would have been. Could have been like a Thornmail or something, but for some reason he also had like 300 armor by the end. So he was obviously much more scared of Corki and of Ribbon than he was of AP Israel. Which perhaps he got punished for a couple of times, I think. But anyway. I really like that build because we saw him go in and deal huge amounts of damage on many occasions, right? So when you see that, you're like, this guy's crazy, he's a glass cannon. He was not a glass cannon. He had so much survivability. He could chase for days because he had a frozen armor. And his damage seemed very, very high. And that's what I think a lot of people haven't really noticed about Darius just yet, is that although because he does damage, people are like, we should build him like a glass cannon and do crazy damage and pentakill people. And that works not that well just because you get crowd control and die, right? what Max and I think several other people I've watched have realized is that you can basically build quite tanky, certainly very bruisery, um, items that give you a decent amount of offensive stats and also defensive stats. More Melmodius and Atmas and Pela are really good examples of this. Frozen Nod kind of is, although you have to admit the offensive stats on Frozen Nod are very minimal. But anyway, those are some fairly good examples. And then do crazy damage anyway, because the flat damage on his ultimate is really high. Being able to stick around in the middle of teamfight, get bleed stack stuff, and just do a lot of damage is a really, really powerful strategy. And getting hit by one crowd control, I should say, sorry, I'm saying this there a little, doesn't mean that you immediately die, which is fantastic, because if Darius doesn't immediately die, his damage output is insane, right? It's through the roof. And that's what we saw in that game. It's hard to say authoritatively that it's a super OP strat, because obviously he was very fed from early on in the game, so that does emphasize another point that I would like to make, which is that when you're ahead, building slightly tankier items is really smart, but I don't think that's... I think the problem is that you get some kind of conflation between those two ideas, and as to which of them is actually coming up here, who knows? Might be that I'm completely wrong about one or both of them. But he certainly ended up 19, 6, 9. I think we can say that's a pretty good score, right? Most people will be happy with that score. We saw Skarner. I want to say, actually, yeah, I should give an honorable mention to Skarner. He did amazingly that game. He shut down the lanes really well. And he knew that his job was basically to get off good ultimates, and he did, right? He landed a lot of good ultimates. He caught people all day, flashing, using Shurelya's, just set up ultimates very quickly. He bought Shurelya's really early on, which I think was very smart. He built into just tanky stuff after that, right? He built Frozen Heart and Randuin's, which gives him a lot of CDR. In fact, between those two and Shurelya's, he was CDR capped without blue buff. And picked up an Aegis as well. And basically just was very tanky and was able to set up ultimates to pick up kills for Vayne and Darius, and that's what he needed to do. Identifying that in this team, he didn't need a Sheen, he didn't need a Shrine Force, he didn't need any damage, right? What he needed was CDR and tankiness. And I don't think that's always true for Skarner, but I think a lot of the teams he works well in, that is true for Skarner. So yeah, props to ZZ Facecheck GG. He did well that game. And Daydreamin', those hooks were glorious. Like, holy crap. Those were just some amazing hooks. Okay, let's take a look at some of the builds from Blue Team. We see Riven had picked up, that is Boy on Riven, I should say, had picked up a Bloodthirster, a Lost Whisper, and a Guardian Angel. I don't have anything to say about that. That's the Riven build. Fantastic. He picked up a set of Mercreds, which is very sensible in general. I don't even know how much Mercredable CC there was in this game. Basically, like Condemned stun, I guess, is Mercredable. I don't think he got Condemned an awful lot. But the MR did help against Vladimir, and so I suppose it was more of just a laning decision of him to pick up that much additional MR just to make his trading with Vladimir that much. No, he wasn't trading. The crap am I talking about? He was not actually laning against Vladimir. Okay, I don't know why he built Mercreds. It's fine. I probably would have actually liked to see him pick up Tabby or CDR Boots just due to the huge amount of physical damage and, well, CDR Boots are fun. Probably Tabby would have been the smart build here, but CDR Boots would have been fine as well to up his damage output. We saw Hotshot build. He still doesn't build that Chambers into or anything, so I don't know what it was going to be. But he has a Randuin's. Maybe he has another Chambers. He has a Randuin's, he has a Phage, he has a Doran Shields, he has a Riddles, and he has another Chambers. It's a lot of armor. Makes a lot of sense to me because Darius and Vayne was scary as crap, and Skarner did some physical damage too. And Savage is mostly just there to get huge amounts of assists. Okay, yeah, Corki, very standard build. Yeah, he had IEPD, he had a Last Whisper, and he had a Quicksilver Sash, right, very standard. I would have expected to see a Bloodthirster for his last item, and indeed he had a Vamp Scepter in that slot, which I think he'd had all game because you like to have sustain in line. But I suspect that it would have just been a Bloodthirster and would have done crazy damage. He did fine. He went 11, 8, 11. But ultimately, late game, he's just not able to be as much of a factor as Vayne was. And you have to say that Afram had played pretty well. Those first, like, he started off 0-3, which was not great. There were some mistakes in that landing phase, I feel. But he was able to capitalize on a couple of jungle ganks and just end up so strong, right? I mean, there were certainly a couple of 1v1 situations where you saw him just completely outplay people, flashing over the wind slash against Voy, tumbling out of the way of various projectiles against Faxon and Link, and just able to pick up huge numbers of kills. And as the game went on, he became very, very strong. And I mean, after a certain point, man, it's just a silly hyper carry, right? You can basically do whatever you want. And he got to that point. I think we can agree. Who else is built? I don't really talk about. We'll talk about St. Vicious. Is probably the last build that I really want to talk about here. And he picked up a Will of the Ancients, very standard, a Zhonya's, very standard, and CDI boots, which is fairly standard. Pretty damn standard, actually, unless you really need defensive boots of some kind. But he also picked up a Rylai's. I'm not a huge fan of Rylai's on Blade. I know a lot of people do build them. And because a lot of people do build them, and because St. Vicious just built one, I can say that I'm not qualified enough to say that it's bad. I would just say his damage wasn't as high as it could have been, because he didn't end up buying, you know, a deck cap or anything like that in the end. And I don't think this slow was hugely valuable for his team. Maybe it could have been, simply because, you know, Vayne and Darius didn't have a lot of CC. But they are able to chase really well, and Rylai's mostly just gets you a lot to chase. So I don't think it was an important purchase at all. After the Rylai's, he did opt to pick up a. Looked like he was building towards a Void Staff. He has a Blast 1 and an Amp Tome, and yeah, I mean, makes a lot of sense to get a Void Staff at that point in the game. I would have liked to see him pick up a Death Gap as well, but I mean, he didn't have enough gold to, I guess. Was basically the TLDR there. And he did end up being quite tanky there, having a bit of sustain, and he distracted a lot of people, got a lot of assists, so, you know, he did okay in the end. I think we can agree that that Darius and Vayne ended up doing most of the work in terms of damage. But so it goes. So that's all the analysis I'm going to do in terms of builds, and I think we've done team comps already, really. Let's talk a little bit about Blue's team comp, because I think that could potentially be interesting. They don't have a lot of CC, right? They have Alistar, who's a huge amount of CC by himself, right? But Israel has none. Corki has none. Shyvana has none, and didn't get to building a Frozen Mount, so didn't have that either. And Riven has not a lot. Has a stun, has a knockback, but they're both very short. And although they're quite good in terms of like disruption, they're not hard CC, and that can put your team behind. I think Alistair did a good job of crowd controlling people, and there were a couple of fights in particular where Alistair landed really good pulverizers on like 3 or 4 people. But part of the problem with their team comp was simply that Alistair was not enough CC for the team to work out. In part because AP Israel's not a very good mid. And sorry for all of the AP Israel fans out there who are going to be mad about this. And to Link, who did a really good job this game, I have to say. Like, a really good job. But AP Israel is just not a very powerful champion. He has no CC, and his raw damage output is not usually that high. And he's not as safe as some mid-champs with more damage output. Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm going to say about AP Israel, I think. Yeah, I think it has no card control and can let down to middle. Other than that, I probably would have liked to see a jungler other than Shyvana. And I realize this is just solo queue, right? So it's not like they're building like crazy complicated team comps. In practice, they're just playing whatever they want to play. They're learning champions. They're doing all kinds of stuff. And so I'm definitely not trying to downplay any of the pros here. And in fact, I should probably say that in general, like, these people are better players than me, right? I'm just going into analysis mode here. So I'm not trying to talk shit about any of these people. That's an important thing to mention. Yeah, but Shyvana really, especially with no Frozen Mallet, didn't add a lot to the team either. I felt he did again did quite a good job. Had a couple of really good ults in the middle of people, but ultimately in teamfights at the end was getting kited and doing no damage by Vayne mostly. And it's tricky to stop that, right? Because I have no idea what the pick order was. It's entirely possible and probable even that Vayne was picked well after Shyvana. and that would basically mean, I mean, what's actually going to do? But yeah, I mean, if a pro team was putting together a team composition, you would not include Shyvana here, I think. Also, you would include AP Israel, because AP Israel is bad. But if you put, if you had a jungle with CC, if you had, say, Nautilus, or like a Moo or something, and then in mid lane you had something other than AP Israel, I don't know. Could be any of the top 10 mates, could be any of it, could be KCF, it could be whatever. Then you'd have significantly more crowd control, right? All of the top tier AP mates have some crowd control, pretty much. Mostly hard CC, even. And that's a big reason why AP Israel is not picked in pro play. Okay, well, I've ranted for a long time now, and I feel like I'm going to have to edit a lot of this out, actually. I'm still slurring really hard, too much caffeine, I think. But hopefully you enjoyed that, and feel free to share any insights you might have, including, oh my god, Azuba, you're completely wrong, here's why you're wrong, and these are my opinions, in comments on the video, or in the Reddit thread, which I'll hopefully be making about these shortly. Maybe later on in the week. Yeah, and I will actually set up an email to receive stuff about this. But basically what this has been for, and I'm sorry to go on for so long, is that I personally am trying to get a lot better at casting. And I don't have a lot of opportunities to do that, right? So what I'm doing is I'm just spectating as many games as I can and casting them. Of the featured games, mostly ones with higher rated players, because I feel that they are more interesting, right? There's less like, well, this guy lost because he got completely outplayed. Yeah, and so this is just for me to get better at casting, and for you guys to see some interesting games and have, well, yeah, see some more insights into gameplay. So I would really appreciate your feedback, and thank you very much again for watching. Yeah.